Hello everyone. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the push down automata. So what is a push down automata and what is its significance? Why we need to use a push down automata? So in the last units and all you have studied about the finite state machine. So the finite state machines were mainly used to accept regular languages. Correct? So due to its various limitations, that is mainly the limitations of FSM, we cannot use them for context-free language. Now we are discussing about the context-free grammars. So in order to accept a context-free language, a finite state machine is not at all enough. The main reason is the memory is very less for a finite state machine. So because of that, we need to find out some other machine which will be able to accept the context-free language. So there the pushdown automata comes. So what is pushdown automata? A pushdown automata is used to implement a context-free grammar. So PDA means the pushdown automata. It is used to recognize the context-free language. I told you due to some limitations of our finite state machine will not be applicable for the context-free language. So we need to have some machine with more capacity than the finite state machine in order to accept the context-free language. Such a machine is a push-down automata. Now, the main reason is PDA is more powerful than FSM. So why we are using push-down automata for accepting the context-free languages? The main reason it is more powerful than finite state machine and it is having more memory than finite state machine. So because of these reasons, we are using a push-down automata for accepting or implementing a context-free grammar or a context-free language. Okay, so now we are just going to discuss what are the main components of a push-down automata. So already for the finite state machine, we know what are the components. We have studied about the input tape, the control unit, and all those things. So same way in our push-down automata also, we need to have certain components. So we are going to discuss about those components here. So a push-down automata will have these components. One is the input tape that you have already seen in finite state machine, a control unit that also you might have seen in finite state machine, plus it will be having a stack with infinite size. This facility, that is because of this stack, it makes it more powerful than the finite state machine. So when compared to finite state machine is having a very low memory capacity. So a PDA, whenever you are telling, it is a finite state machine plus stack. So remaining two components, an input tape, a control unit, both we are having in FSM, plus additional to that we are having a stack. So a finite state machine plus stack, you can call it as a PDA. Now you can see here the input tape, the push and pop. So stack, basically you people have already studied in data structures. So stack is a data structure which perform mainly two operations. One is push and the other one is pop. Push is mainly used to insert an element into a stack, and pop is we will just remove an element from a stack. So these are the two operations which we are basically performing on a stack. So such a stack data structure we are using in PDA. I told you this is the additional facility we are having when compared to finite state machine. So input tape is there. So the finite control unit is there. Push or pop operations can be performed with this, and whenever input tape is there, the control data will come here. Then based out of that, we will perform the push or pop operation. Then according to that, string will be accepted or rejected. Okay. So next we will just see how we are going to define a pushdown automata. So what is a formal definition of a pushdown automata? So a pushdown automata is defined by 7 tuples. So finite state machine also we have studied, and we have just represented, we have given a formal definition for finite state machine. So same way for the push down automata also, we will be defining it with the help of 7 tuples. So what are these 7 tuples? So when you see here Q is the finite set of states. So the number of states in which you can have it in a PDA. So whenever you take an example, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, you have taken all these things. So these set of states that will come under Q. So Q represents the finite set of states. Next is sigma. So that gives you the finite set of input symbols. So A, B, on accepting A, it moves from one state to another. So that set of input symbols which you are going to use, that belongs to this sigma. Next is gamma. So this represents the finite stack alphabet. I told you in PDA we have a stack. So in order to represent a stack alphabet, we will be using this particular symbol. So it consists of the finite stack alphabet. Now this one, del, this is the transition function. Transition function means to move from one state to another state. So that is the transition from Q0 to Q1. That's a transition. So in order to represent transition, we are using this. Next is Q0. Already we have discussed Q means it is a set of states. So Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, all will come under Q. So Q0 is the starting state. So if you want to go to start the thing, then the initial state, we will represent it with the help of Q0. Next is Z0. I told you there is a stack symbol. So initially there must be something inside your stack. So that will be represented by Z0. So that is an element of gamma. Okay. Next, F. F means it is a set of final state. So Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. So Q0 initial state, if Q3 is the final state, then both this will come under, the final state also will come under this Q. So a push-down automata will be defined by 7 tuples. So these 7 tuples will be using when we are discussing about the more about the push-down automata. Now we have discussed about the stack symbol. So how the transition functions will be there in this particular PDA, that we need to check. So the transition function, usually how it was we used to take in FSM, it was different. That is Q0 on getting A, it is going to the next state. So here the transition function is taking triple arguments. Triple arguments means 3 arguments will be there. So what are the arguments we will see? First is the state, input symbol, and there is a stack symbol. So there it was one state and an input symbol was there for the FSM. Here we are having a stack, so that stack symbol also we need to include. Okay, and the output. So once the transition function of Q0A, if you are giving, we are going to is equal to Q1. So what will be the output of this transition function? One is next state and the stack symbol. The other one in the FSM, it was only next state, but in the case of PDA, we are having stack symbol also. So that stack symbol also will be there. So this is how it will be working. Now, just I will give you an example. The transition function of PAZ is equal to QAZ. So this PAZ is the triple arguments. One is the state, A is the input symbol, and Z is the stack symbol. Now, you just see what is the output of this transition function. The Q is the next state and AZ is the stack symbol. Okay. So here what happens? PDA enters to a new state Q by pushing A onto the stack. Okay. PDA enters into a new state Q by pushing A onto the stack. So this is what it means. So mainly we need to focus on this transition function, how it works. So I'll just explain to you with that example in the next lecture. Thank you.